everyone, this is Jennifer Davis and I am creating this special bonus content video to keep the conversation on weight loss. And today I actually want to go over the Slim and Sassy wrap. We're going to talk about the oils that are in it, maybe some best easy ways to use this particular recipe, and I also want to talk about emotions as well. So that's what we're going to do today. But first, let me share with you what I have going on right now. You can kind of hear me. I've got the Slim and Sassy wrap on. I went ahead and did it already because it's a little awkward to do. But I'll let you see what that looks like, and then I'll explain the oils that are in it as well. So I'm going to kind of tilt this camera just a little bit, back up a little. So most people think about doing the wrap here, but you can also do it on your arms, you can do it on your legs. That would be probably the easiest places to do it. But you can also rub these oils anywhere on your body. And when you hear how these oils are good for your skin and your internal organs, you're going to probably be wanting to use them outside of the Slim and Sassy wrap. So I just have my waist done, and I just use regular saran wrap. Not because the saran wrap actually does anything other than hold the oils in. And it creates this barrier so they can't go anywhere. And that's what we want to do because we want the oils to be absorbed into the skin. Now the other thing I will tell you is that this blend of essential oils is a little exciting. So I remember the first time I did it years ago, I did it and then tried to go to bed and I couldn't. So now when I do this, I do it when I'm getting ready to clean, and I try to keep it on as long as possible. Eventually you stop feeling the sensation of the essential oils, and so that's usually when I take it off. And then my skin, just, you can still smell them. So here's what I have going on. Here's the wrap. And the way I do this is grabbing this, and then I just take the end of it and tuck it up underneath like the bra area. If you're a guy, you can just try to do like take this and you make it into like a thing like that and make it into like a string, and then you just tie it. And you can do that. I know a lot of people that use like ace bandages, or they wrap some sort of like material around them. I don't do that. And then once I get it all the way around me, then I just take a piece and loop it down inside of it. And so this is what it looks like. You can see it's going all over, and it's in my core, which that's where all of my digestive organs are. So it's doing some work with that as well. What I feel right now is a lot of coolness. I feel penetration in my skin as well because of the oils such as peppermint that's in here. And then I just go about my business and the oils are on. So here is what is in it. I'm gonna go ahead and tip myself back up here. Alrighty. Okay, so this has 7 oils in it, and I actually use one of these fractionated coconut oil bottles. So this is a 12 ml, and it's empty. I pull the label off so I don't confuse it with regular fractionated coconut oil. And the doTERRA has these little pumps. If you haven't used these pumps with these bottles, you are missing out. So get one of these pumps for sure, and then you just start filling it up. Now, I have a recipe that I have shared. It's a doTERRA recipe. I don't follow the recipe because that is actually for a roller bottle, I believe, and I'm putting it in a much bigger thing. So I actually drop an entire bottle of Slim and Sassy in here, and then on the others, it's more like a quarter bottle. I don't count drops. It's too much oil to count drops for. So let me really quick go to my Slim and Sassy page, and let me just talk about that one first. So Slim and Sassy is the essential oil that we are most used to when it comes to the discussion of weight loss. But there's a reason for that. The blend was formulated specifically to encourage the body's ability to release toxins, and in turn, that's going to help our body going to trim down a little bit. Also, when somebody is on a new weight loss plan, whether it's a diet change or exercise, like the oil actually plays a really fantastic role in that. So it's a blend of grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. So ginger is really important because it's really good for nausea and like that nausea reflex. So for people that do have trouble eating or have regular digestion issues, ginger is really helpful. It's kind of like a tummy tamer. And then cinnamon is also going to enhance the action of other essential oils. It's very warming. It promotes blood flow. It's often used in many recipes where we're trying to encourage blood flow. It's also really good for your pancreas. Also, they've noticed that it improves circulation, digestion, and energy levels as well. So, and then grapefruit is in here, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about. Lemon is invigorating, it's enhancing. It promotes like detoxification. And then we've got peppermint, which is a very stimulating essential oil, which we really want in this whole process. So there is a lot of talk about Slim and Sassy being an appetite suppressant. So before I go into that, it's really important for me to give some balance to that discussion. So it's important to know that essential oils do not force a change. You're not going to take Slim and Sassy and suddenly have a decrease in appetite. What's actually going to happen is a balance. So essential oils promote something called homeostasis. Imagine you have a scale and you weight it down with stuff. Homeostasis is when you have the same weight on both sides and you create a balance, okay? This is really important to healing in the body, and this is how the body is going to function at its most optimal level. So we want to create that homeostasis. So I'll give you an example. For somebody who is trying to lose weight and having trouble managing their food intake, they're going to use Slim and Sassy to help support a decrease in appetite. For someone like me who's actually on the opposite end of the spectrum and I have trouble getting an appetite going, I'm going to use Slim and Sassy to help improve my appetite. And I have goals, like maybe not weight loss goals, but I have goals for things like, building muscles and getting stronger. In order to do that, I need to eat a proper diet. And so Slim and Sassy helps encourage that. The other thing to know about Slim and Sassy is it helps us to reduce the amount of cravings we feel for sugar. And when I heard that, I thought, oh, great, so I won't be craving chocolate or desserts or anything. But here's the thing, it actually started to make a difference for me in my appetite for bread and pasta. So basically those foods that have all that flour, and that's sugar. I mean, that's how our body converts that into sugars, and that can really be bad for our insulin production. So, we want to be mindful of that. And the other thing that Slim and Sassy is really good at is emotional food cravings. So I'm going to get into the emotions here in just a second though. And then also cellulite. So it helps reduce the appearance of cellulite, which is actually why I use this blend, because, not all of us are blessed with perfectly smooth skin. And so I like to use the essential oils to reduce the appearance of cellulite. Okay, and this is also really key for people that have suddenly lost a lot of weight and they notice things like their skin isn't as smooth or filled out as before, or for us moms who have had like 4 children, our skin needs a little bit of help there. So, let me get into the emotions actually on the Slim and Sassy before I move on with the other oils. So Slim and Sassy emotionally is going to support your ability to see your own inner beauty. And I know a lot of women really struggle with body image, and so Slim and Sassy is going to really help with that. So if you actually feel like this is a struggle for you, then you may want to incorporate Slim and Sassy into your daily routine, and it's super easy. I'm just going to show you really quick. So what I do is I just take my finger and dab it, so there's not a lot of oil there, and just get it in my mouth, and drink a little bit of water. There we go. So that's actually how I curb sugar cravings. Or maybe I know I need to eat something that's high protein and nutrient dense, but I really just crave toast or a sandwich, something that's maybe not so nutrient dense. So that's one thing that I do. So that's something that you can do several times a day to help with that. So the negative emotions that Slim and Sassy address are self-criticism, worthlessness, disgust or hate for physical appearance, strict self-judgment, and body shame, which those are things that not only prevent you from making healthy food choices, but also going to the gym or getting up and exercising. Like, those are things that help build your self-worth, but it's hard to step into that place. And so Slim and Sassy can really help prime you for a change in mindset towards yourself. Let's see. So it helps individuals release the heavy emotions which contribute to physical and emotional pounds. So when you feel emotionally heavy as well. It encourages them to find feelings of self-worth, which I feel like I could do a whole video just on self-worth, but we'll focus on weight loss today. Let's see here. It helps to address the emotional patterns which underlie and contribute to one's weight. And the other thing I want to point out is weight is actually a way for our body to create safety when we're trying to protect and insulate ourselves from things that feel unsafe. So that can just encompass a lot of different issues. So I'm not really going to get into that because maybe that's a chance for you to self-reflect if maybe that's touching something for you. Okay, so let me lighten the mood. Let's go back to the essential oils. So let me go back to the beginning of my book. We're just going to start with the first one, which is cypress. So cypress actually smells a lot like frankincense, and some cheaper brands actually use cypress to adulterate frankincense because the smell is so similar. But they are nothing alike, okay? So cypress is actually my #1 oil to use for bruising. However, it's really good for, let's see, circulation. So a lot of people use it for veins that are a little bit darker in appearance. And then it's also a really good lymphatic decongestant, which is the part of our body that helps us get rid of toxins. Let's see, it's revitalizing to the skin, which is one of the reasons why I like to use it a lot on the skin. It's also, and I couldn't find any really good research on this, but I have heard that it's good for skin tightening. So that's why I like using it on the stomach, because it helps to give the skin a tighter appearance. And I've heard of people using it on their face as well as part of their skincare routine. Okay, and let's see, what else did I want to tell you about this one? I think that might have been it. Circulation, yep, I covered everything. Oh, here's the other thing I wanted to say, is that there are benefits to the liver for this one, so that's another reason why it's good in this blend. Okay, so next oil that I want to talk about is, let me get to the page, is eucalyptus. So when I saw this, I was like, why is eucalyptus in here? But just like peppermint, eucalyptus is a vasodilator. It helps to widen the blood vessels to allow blood to flow more effectively. So when we have proper blood flow, especially in our gut, that's going to help our body do what it needs to do to reduce the amount of toxins we have, to help with digestion. And if you haven't heard me talk about like the gut very much, one of the things that's really important to know is that if we can keep the gut moving, that's going to help get the stuff out that's weighing us down and making us look more bloated. So we want to make sure that we do that. So it's also very cooling for the body. I think that's why I am so much cooler right now as I'm doing this. So if you're a little chilly at night, or you're gonna go put this on and then go outside and shovel the driveway, you're probably not gonna have an enjoyable experience. Okay, so let's see here. It's also good for inflammation, and let's see what else. There was something else I wanted to share about that, but I'm not, oh yeah, just that it's an anti-inflammatory type oil. Okay, so that's why that one is in here. And then the other oil that I wanted to talk about is grapefruit. So this is a great core body essential oil. It's great for the liver. It's also one of the few citrus oils that actually don't cause any issues when you have sun exposure. You know, you've heard a lot of us talk about phototoxicity when it comes to essential oil citruses, but grapefruit actually is good for that. So it's good for an appetite suppressant. So adding grapefruit to your glass of water can be really helpful throughout the day, especially if you don't like the taste of Slim and Sassy. And let's see, it is also going to help support the lymphatic system, and it has a cleansing effect on the kidneys as well. Okay, and then it's also got a listing in here for slimming and toning. Sorry, my throat is kind of itchy all of a sudden. Okay, and then it's a lymphatic decongestant. It's good for appetite suppressant. Oh, cellulite. That was the other thing I was going to say. So it's also one of the oils that are known to help reduce the appearance of cellulite as well. And all of these oils, what I love about them is they get into the cells, and some are more attracted to different kinds of cells, and the fat cells are one that grapefruit really is attracted to. Okay, so next one on the list is peppermint. This one's kind of a no-brainer. It's a very stimulating essential oil. It's very good for digestion as well. So that's why that one is in here. Okay, next is wintergreen. So this is kind of known as the oil to use when you have any kind of pain, especially pain that's related to the bones or the joints. But one of the things I thought was really interesting about this is this particular oil is really good at draining and helping to cleanse the lymphatic system. So you see a trend here with some of these oils. It's not only just about the fat tissues, but also the lymphatic system. And a quick little tip on supporting your lymphatic system, it's one of the systems in our body that doesn't have a pump. So we have a heart that pumps our cardiovascular system, and we have a sacrum down here that pumps the cranial sacrum area. So we do not have a pump for the lymphatic system, so those valves stay shut. And so we have to do things like move our body in order to open them and allow things to move through them. So the lymphatic system actually acts like a garbage chute. It opens and closes and allows the waste in our body to come out. If we aren't moving our body, then those pumps aren't opening and those valves are staying shut, and then that waste can't leave. So you can't just use essential oils for that. You do need to move your body, and one of the most effective ways to do it is to do 2 20-minute walks a day at just a nice even pace. You don't have to walk too fast, you don't have to run, you just walk. You go, one of the tips I can give you is just go out your front door, walk 10 minutes away from your house, and then walk back. A rebounder, which are those trampolines, you hang onto the handle, a rebounder is really good as well. And then also just like doing things like this is going to help with that as well, which is really good for your legs and your calf muscles. I like to jump rope. That's one of my favorites. Okay, so that is that one. And then Slim and Sassy, which we already talked about. So you're gonna probably want to know my recipe, and I don't really have specifics, but I do put a whole bottle of Slim and Sassy in here. And then as far as the other ones go, I just try to put like, I don't know how much drops that is. There's 250 drops in each one of these, so I'm guessing maybe 50 drops goes in. I feel like this time I did a little bit more peppermint. It's a lot colder than normal. Oh, you know what? There's an oil that I missed, and that was lavender. I totally missed lavender in the blend. Hang on a second. I missed a page. There it is. Okay, so lavender is going to be really good for the nervous system. It's really helpful for stress, and it has an analgesic effect as well. And then it helps with indigestion. It's also really good at supporting lymphatic drainage. And let's see, it minimizes things like scarring and stretch marks, and water retention. So that's why that essential oil is in this blend. Okay, so I want to give you a little shameless plug here to something that I really love doing with this blend. So I use a product called a fascia blaster, and this is one of my smaller ones. You can get them in all kinds of sizes. I'm not going to run over there and grab them. So what I do is I actually put these oils on my skin. I can do it anywhere on my body, my legs, everything. And if you ever research this particular product, you might hear some horror stories about things like bruising and swelling. Well, I've been doing this for a couple of years, and one of the things I notice is that by doing these oils, I don't get bruising. My recovery time is a lot faster, And so I feel like I can do it more often, and it's actually benefiting my skin a little bit more than those people that don't use these essential oils. So that's another hack that I have. And the Fascia Blaster is really good at improving the fascia health, which the fascia is that thin membrane that just kind of holds everything together. And fascia, when it's not healthy, then we see cellulite. So I've actually been doing this for a while, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not an exercise fitness person. I just don't have a lot of time for that. But I do move around. I'm very active in other ways. So one of the things I like to do is use the Fascia Blaster to help tone and tighten my skin with these essential oils. And I love that after a couple of months of doing it, I noticed that when I crossed my legs, when I was wearing shorts, I didn't see that dimpling on my legs. So I really do like the Fascia Blaster for that reason. And it comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes. If you do have an interest in this tool, you want to make sure you get it from the person who created them. Don't go to Amazon. Get it from the person that created. So that's my little shameless plug on these. I don't make any money when these sell. I just think it's a really cool little tool. Okay? All right, so there's your bonus content on the Slim and Sassy wrap. If you have questions, just let me know, and I would love to hear your testimonies on how it worked for you and how it made you feel. How often should you do this? Maybe once a week or once a month. Sorry, I hear a cat meowing. Then you can, but you can use these oils every day if you want. Add them to your lotion. We have the carrier lotion. You can add them to that. Don't use too much though. Maybe just one pump for just like the stomach and back area or the legs, because it is a little chilly when you use it. If you have super sensitive skin or you just get out of the bath, you might notice the essential oils are a little itchy because they're just going into the skin a lot faster than they would if your skin was dry. You want to make sure you drink a lot of water because water is really important to help push the essential oils through the tissues. If you're dehydrated, they will be more uncomfortable. So those are some things to kind of watch out for. Okay? Any other questions? Just direct them my way. Good luck.